Hey there, I'm Christine Collins, and I wanted to talk to you today about your upcoming content for the year and how you can freshen it up without having to do a ton of new work or set yourself with tasks that just feel insurmountable to you. When it comes to your content, it's really helpful if you evaluate it and reevaluate it every so often. I've talked in the past about the benefits of having a content library, which is basically a repository of some kind in which you store all of your best content, your evergreen content that continues to be relevant for your audience. But it's really important that you do periodically check in with that content and make sure that it still aligns to your core messages and what you want to say to your audience. The reason why it's helpful to repurpose our content is because sometimes people need to hear the same message twice in different ways, and sometimes they even need to hear it the same over and over again in order for them to really understand what you're talking about. If you think about yourself in terms of being a consumer of other people's content, consider how often you may have needed to hear a message in the past for you to really resonate with it and really internalize it and actually bring it out into practice in some practical way for yourself. So in terms of reevaluating this content periodically for its efficacy and alignment to your message, you can take a look at whether or not it still is in touch with your content pillars. Your pillars are sort of those key foundational principles that you talk about the most often. So for example, in my work, I talk a lot about hypnosis, and that is one of my key pillars where I discuss the subconscious mind and the magic of the mind and how we can really use that to our benefit in our life and in our business and our content. Then I also have a pillar of those practical content tips similar to this one that I'm talking to you about today, that is another pillar of the work that I do. So think about what your pillars might be if you haven't already identified those. Depending on the type of business that you run, there's usually like 3 to 5 key themes that you continuously return to. So when you're evaluating your content, you can take a look and say, does this still align with my content pillars and those key themes that I'm reaching out about? Or have I shifted somewhere in my message and it's not quite as in touch with what I want to talk about to my audience? Another helpful thing to take a look at is engagement. Do you have some content pieces that have really been a big hit, meaning that a lot of people have read it, watched it, talked about it, commented on it, interacted with it in such a way that you can tell that this is really meaningful to your core audience? Those content pieces should continue to come forward, perhaps in a fresh way. You can always give them a little bit of an update or an upgrade if you have some new information you want to add to that. But continuing to reuse and repurpose those things that had a lot of engagement can really help to keep your engagement with your audience and your new people that are coming in that maybe haven't had the opportunity yet to see that blog or to read that post or to watch that video. And finally, it's important that it's fun for you. So how can you freshen up the content that you have, the content that you're sharing? And what's one new fun thing that you could do for yourself this year as you go forward with your content? It could be anything ranging from, I'm going to look out for one of those font changers so that I can get some bold and italic and eye-catching fonts in there. Or maybe it's, I'm going to shorten all of my posts so that they're more poppy and eye-catchy and easy for people to quickly digest and consume as they're scrolling on social media. Or perhaps you're going to record more videos this year. Or perhaps you're going to do more written content and make a shift away from video. So whatever that looks like for you, think about one thing that would be beneficial to your audience, effective for your business, but fun for you, that you can really help to enjoy this process as you go forward. And those are just 3 easy ways that you can really freshen up your content this year and find something new and exciting for you to go forward with. Once again, I'm Christine Collins. If you're interested in my work, you can check me out at transformcreate.com. And in the meantime, I hope that you have an absolutely magical and creative rest of your day.